Hello, welcome back to the Against the Grain podcast. As always, I'm Taylor.
And I'm still Dan, which is good.
Don't we know it? You might see that we look like Teletubbies today, and the reason that we haven't had a podcast in 4 weeks. That's because I done fucked up and didn't check that the microphones were working on the last one, so it sounded like we were underwater.
We did check, to be fair, actually. Give yourself a break there. So we did check. It just didn't work.
No, it didn't work at all. So we had to scrap that one, and then we got busy. So we haven't really had a chance. Dan fucked off to Spain, and I was too stressed. And I'm not funny on my own.
Yeah.
So it only works when he laughs at every word I say.
It was because you're funny. It's nice.
Yeah, but yeah. So today is more structured than the terrible one we did before that wasn't structured, but it's a little bit all over the place because I thought we could just talk about some funny stuff that vaguely relates to stuff we do. Mm-hmm. So the first thing we thought we would talk about is in conjunction with one of the GatG products that we have. I'll flash it up on screen. It's a collection of food, what would you call them?
Food storage containers.
That's the ones. Food storage containers. So you can put your pasta, your
rice,
nuts, cereal, whatever you like. You know, you fucking put your kids in it if you want.
If you chop them up small enough.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So what I thought we'd talk about is, because I notoriously am a terrible cook, is talk about our worst cooking experiences.
Oh, God.
Yeah, some of mine are painfully awful. And, so I thought we'd...
Yeah, this is the first time hearing of it, by the way. So
it's not something I talk... I'm not particularly proud of the fact that I can't cook and I'm 26 years old, but I can't. So
it's fine. You still live.
Yeah. I think the most notorious one, and people I've told people before, is I was once cooking pasta and I burnt it.
No.
And now
no, it's not a thing.
Well, exactly. Well, this is what I mean. I've actually broken the laws of thermodynamics.
You have, yeah.
By managing to burn something that is submerged in water.
How did you do
And I checked, and it wasn't like it, because everyone says, oh, it stuck to the bottom, but it didn't, because I was stirring it. And several bits of the pasta turned black, and to this day, I think we need to study this, because
I've never heard of this.
That's not a thing. It's not a thing that can be possible.
What was wrong with your water? Like, I can't see how you burnt it through hot water. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah, it's
So what was in the water that's then burnt the pasta? What chemicals?
I don't know, because all I ever put, I salt the water, as you should, and then cooked it.
Where did you just straight from the tap?
Yeah.
Maybe I don't know. Maybe you got Legionnaires or something in your tap. I don't know.
Maybe.
That's mad, mate. You actually burnt pasta.
Yeah, I don't quite know how I did it. That's not even. It's the funniest one, but I don't think it's the worst one I've ever done. But let's see. As Dan, have you got any cooking horror stories?
In reception, we had to do...
These are actually making me very hot, so I'm going to take them off now.
Yeah, no worries at all. In reception, we had to make a sandwich, a royal family themed sandwich for the Queen's Jubilee in the year 2000 or something like that, 2001. And we had to eat the sandwiches that we made. I didn't really factor that bit in. So I've gone like hell for leather. I've put, I think it was like bits of ginger nut biscuit in there, slices of lemon. Like, I'd painted a picture using the bread and the ingredients, forgetting that I then had to eat it. And then I ate like a lemon and fuck knows what else sandwich. It was really bad. It was really, really bad.
I remember in school once we did foods from around the world. But this was from a very underfunded primary school. Yeah. So it wasn't like we actually got food. It was verging on racist. Like... We did Germany, and they just handed me a sausage and mayo sandwich in like Hovis white bread. And I don't know about you, but when you think of German cuisine, yes, okay, you think sausages. Maybe not Richmond.
No.
And not in Hovis white bread.
No, I was in Munich this November for an exhibition, and we got a little bratwurst roll. The roll will break your teeth. That I found out. But the sausage bit is fucking great. The Germans have absolutely smashed the sausage. Don't look at me.
Well, it was sausages are invading people, so...
Well, I'm glad they went for the fucking former, because they were quite good at invading as well.
After a few attempts, but yeah.
True that.
Yeah, the other one... I think I've got two other ones that I can remember, because I try to suppress these memories.
As you should.
Because I am a grown man. I once tried to cook brownies, and now normally I claim that I can bake, and I think I can, but these two stories are going to make you think I can't. I was very young when these happened.
Yeah. 20.
Thank you. I once tried to make brownies, and in fairness, they didn't taste too bad. The problem was I put too much mixture in the pan and then put it in the oven. It expanded, and it came out, and it looked the spit of a dead badger. It looked like roadkill. And what? I don't know how I've managed that, because the pan was square, but it's managed to like seep out in these ways that it had quite a defined head and appendages. And
why was it black and white?
I don't know. I think it had white chocolate in it, and it had all floated to the top and then run down the middle. And it was well, like I say, it tasted okay, but it looked fucking awful.
This was just a brownie mix, just a standard brownie mix.
No,
in
it was from scratch.
Oh, right, fair play, sir.
Yeah.
Oh, no wonder you look like a fucking badger then. What do you mean? That's why. And
the other one's slightly more embarrassing, because that one I knew it looked shit. Do you know what I mean? Even though I was quite young, I knew it looked awful. But the other one I did is I made shortbread once, and this was unsupervised that I made this shortbread, and I was probably only 10.
That's a brave move, parents.
And it came out, and it looked like an apple pie. Now, I don't know if you've ever eaten shortbread. Shortbread is a biscuit. Yeah. It's not supposed to be soft. Do you know what I mean? It's supposed to be on the harder side.
Yeah.
And I think what happened was I mistook how much butter I needed. And it ended up just being like a pastry case with just melted butter in the middle of it. So it was stodgy.
And you ate it?
I tried, because you're always proud of what you make. And then I kept offering it to people, and they kept saying no, and I couldn't understand why. But I was really proud of it, and I was like, yeah, it tastes great. It didn't. It was awful.
Of course not. At least you tried.
Yeah, but there's no... You can't like say to people that you know you fucked up.
Of course you can. Why not?
But I didn't know I'd fucked up until someone sort of went, that's it. And I just sort of... Yeah. So that's my... I don't really cook anymore.
Don't recommend the baking life.
I make the odd curry, and that's about it, really.
A little pollo verde. Calm down. Sorry,
green chicken. What's that?
Yeah, Spanish curry. Yeah, it's my mum's favourite tapas. You mentioned curry, and the first thing that come to my head was pollo verde, because I don't know. It's just one of them days.
Okay. Dan's still in holiday mode, clearly.
Yeah, I've only very recently returned. I'm trying to think if I've got any food. I don't think I've got any terrible cooking stories. Actually, yeah, I do. My brother, he's vegan, and he likes... Yeah, I couldn't agree more, bless him. He's actually made me some of the best meals I've ever had that have been completely vegan. Like, he's good at seasoning shit, because he's had to learn how. Because there's nothing. But he's made some good stuff. Anyway, he prioritises the healthy benefits of food over the niceness of the taste.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. Don't go there again. Hey, what am I supposed to do with this information? He had this green... Do you know what? I honestly don't know what it was. That's bad, isn't it? If I start off saying I don't know what it was.
Well, it is when you're trying to tell a story.
It was like a green seaweed, fish, salt-smelling gloop. I think that's probably the most accurate way I can possibly describe it. It stunk. But he was just adamant. He told me all these health benefits, and I was like, do you know what? I'm going to make a soup this weekend, and I'm going to put some of his green shit in it. I put so much of the green shit in it, bro, and I spent genuinely about 45 minutes cutting, peeling, prepping all the veg for this massive soup, and then I went and fucking ruined it. I ruined it so bad that I will persevere with stuff. I've made it. I'm not going to waste food. Mate, I got halfway through that soup and I nearly threw up on every mouthful. And I just kept going. I had 2.5 bowls of this shit over like a 24-hour period. And I didn't want a milliliter after my first spoonful. Oh, that's the worst thing I've ever made. And I really kicked off at my brother for that. I was like, you prick. Why'd you give me horrible tasting seafood shit?
Yeah.
Not good.
So, yeah. Buy the storage containers, just don't use them for what we make.
Wait a minute. Is that the link? That's the link. Is we. That's the equivalent of our live on air sign. That's what that is the equivalent of. That's a reach. That is a fucking
Every
reach.
word of that is a lie as well. Because we're not live and we're not on air. So.
That is so true. Yeah, this is just literally all lies.
Yeah.
And food storage containers for really bad food.
Yeah.
I like it though. It's good.
Yeah. There we go. Moving on. I thought we could, because I'm sure Dan, I don't know for sure, but I imagine he was a bit of a party animal in his earlier days. I thought we could tell our either funniest or worst house party stories. Because I've got some that they don't really paint me in a bad light, but what I come across as in these stories is that I just don't care about people very much. As you'll see, but do you have any that come to mind?
I've got fucking loads, but I don't know how appropriate they are.
Well, I'll do my first one, and then you can tell what sort of level we're going for.
Yeah, cool.
I was at a friend of mine's house, and she's Japanese, and so her house. It sounds racist, but it's not. Imagine a Japanese person's house. That's what it looked like. Like, do you know what I mean? She had like the hanging racist, lanterns and the paper doors and everything.
She really did?
Genuinely, yeah. Oh. And that's what I mean. It sounds racist, but it's not. That's just what her house was like.
Yeah.
And
home from home.
We were there, and everything's obviously all of that's very delicate, and we're not. Luckily, none of it got broken.
How?
I have no idea. But what happened was everyone had started a lot earlier than me. So I got there quite late. I think I was working or something that night. And I got there and everyone was gone. But she had this enormous stereo system in her living room. Like, it fucking massive thing. Mm-hmm. And was blasting music out of it. And it's in like one of those newer housing estates.
Yeah. And
there's several neighbours. And about an hour after I got there was a knock at the door. And we weren't expecting anyone else.
The po-po.
So immediately we thought, oh, fuck. Mm-hmm. So me being the most... I wasn't sober, but I was closest to it than anyone else. I answered the door, and in my best trying to look sober face, went, good evening. And they went, yeah, we've had a couple of complaints from the neighbours about the noise. And I was like, oh, okay, yeah, no problem. Sorry about that. We'll turn it down. And it was at this moment that my friend, I'm going to name him Dan, decided to run down the stairs. And at the top of his lungs, in the direction of the police, went, I fucking love cocaine. Like that.
I did not see that coming.
No, neither did I. He then proceeds to run back up the stairs, and you can hear him doing laps around the top floor of the house, chanting, I love cocaine. I turned back to the police officers, very red in the face, and go, I'm very sorry, he's incredibly drunk. Yeah. And they went, is he? And I went, yeah, I can only apologise for his behaviour, but we'll be sure to turn the music down and just slowly close the door.
That's incredible.
Luckily, the police sort of turned a blind eye to it and went away. But
you lucky bastard.
What fucking timing.
I'd have killed him.
I did.
I'd just gone upstairs.
I locked him in a bedroom.
You can love all the cocaine you want in here, sunshine,
Yeah.
but don't leave. Oh, bless him.
Yeah, that was awful. And that night ended with me falling asleep on her trampoline outside, and then it rained. So I woke up in a puddle.
Oh, God, that's
so that
horrible.
was nice. But yeah, so that's my first story. Do you have any?
Yeah. I'll go for an innocent one to start off with, because why not? Bearing in mind, I reckon I went to like 150 house parties as a kid, roughly. I reckon I knew maybe 5 of those people who owned the home. Like, it was just all, come along to this one. Okay, all right. Don't ask me why this happened, because to this day I can't answer why. And I can promise you I was not involved in the cheesing, okay? That's confusing people straight off the bat. I had a friend called Dave Lambert as a kid. Why I've chucked the surname in, might need to bleep the surname out, because he's now got a child and a wife, but his name's Dave. One of the most fruity lads you've ever met. And we really enjoy drinking. We more than one should. So same as every other Friday night, whether we were going to house party or not, we've got either a bottle of Captain Morgan Spice Rum or a bottle of Jack Daniels or fake version, because we're kids, each, and then plus either a 10-pack or 12-pack of beers each, which is ridiculous for a 14 or 15-year-old, but that was breakfast. And we went to a house party, this girl's house, and for some reason, her parents had VHS players still, in the lounge. So Dave thought it would be a good idea to raid the family fridge and take all the blocks of cheese out of the fridge and just start putting them in things. He cheesed, I think it was something like 26 different things in that house. He put some crumbly, smelly cheese in a lampshade, right? In a solid lampshade, so you couldn't find it. So that at some point in the next 2 weeks, that fucking whole house is going to stink. We didn't know who owned this place, right? And again, I will just remind you, I did no cheesing. I was merely laughing my fucking ass off at the fact there were blocks of Red Leicester coming out of VHS players. That was comedy gold to me at the time. So there you go. That's a little house party anecdote.
That's actually just reminded me of another one, where it was a case of I didn't know the person that well. Like yours, I was just sort of invited to it through someone else.
As you do.
And I was in the living room, just sort of sat chatting, and the one whose house it was, this was about 3 a.m, and everyone was incredibly drunk, and he just walks into the living room and went, "Who the fuck has eaten all my bread?" You've got a fridge full of beer. I've provided food for you, and now you eat all my fucking bread. He fucking went off on one about someone had eaten his Hovis. It's
who's gone to a house party to clear out the bread? Unless you're 12 beers deep and you're like, I am fucked. I need someone to soak this up. And he's done a whole loaf.
Yeah.
He's Elvis Presley there.
Yeah, literally. Yeah. So that wasn't one of the ones I thought of. It just reminded me when you were talking about putting cheese in things.
That's good.
Yeah.
I like that.
We had a girl at one of the... So I used to go... my friend Ben, he had regular sort of house parties. He'd probably do 3 or 4 a year. And his house is fucking enormous.
Wow.
People who didn't know their limits used to test their limits at these house parties. Let's just put it that way. And there was a girl who I won't name because it's not a flattering story. Decided it would be a great night to try DMT for the first time.
That's not a good idea.
Now, just for context, his house was weird. It's sort of an S shape. So it's long. Mm-hmm. It's only 2 stories in some of it, and then it sort of trails off. It's weird.
Bungalow-esque.
Yeah. Sort of, but it's enormous.
Yeah.
And at the very top, so it's sort of on a hill as well. So at the very top, there was a bedroom, which used to be his sister's, but she moved out. So it was called Princess Towers.
Uh-huh.
Now, I didn't know it was called that.
Right.
And so, anyway. So this girl has tried too much DMT, basically. And she was quite a close friend of mine. And has passed out.
Right.
Now, I'm looking for her because she told me she was going to do it. I'm like, where the fuck is she? Like, I'm actually starting to get worried. I'm looking outside. The garden's enormous. So I've gone marching around the garden looking for this girl. And I talked to my friend whose house it was. And I go, where the fuck is she? And he just goes, she's in Princess Towers, mate. And I go, right, Ben, you're going to have to fucking explain what you mean here. Is she dead? Does that mean she's dead? What? No. I'm like, look, right. I'm gonna fucking hit you in a minute. Where is she? So I just turned to someone else and like, what the fuck is Princess Towers? And they just go, it's the bedroom. And I'm like, right, that was really fucking easy, wasn't it? So I march up this house. It's like a probably 3, 4, 5 minute walk to get there. That's how big this house is. Like,
This
it's
sounds like a scene out of Mario, mate.
Sorry, completely unrelated. You have to walk through his bathroom to get to this.
What?
You have to walk through the bathroom to get to this other side of the house.
That is one room in a house that is not a through road.
Yeah, I walked into this bathroom, and you have to walk downstairs to get into it. It's probably 30, 40 foot ceilings in there.
In a bathroom?
Yeah. The whole room is a wet room, and there's a bath in the middle of it.
Oh, wow.
Like, it's. I was like, the fuck?
This dude's parents got too much money.
Yeah, ridiculous. Anyway, I walk into this room, she's in there, and she's fine.
Oh.
After all that, all he had to do was go, yeah, she's fine, she's in the bedroom.
What an anticlimax.
I know.
You're looking at me surprised, bro.
She was still passed out, but she was fine. And she woke up like 8 hours later.
Oh, God.
And I was just like, me fucking marching around the house looking for this fucking girl. Because
she woke up after 8
hours she was passed out for, yeah.
There's no way that she tripped for 8 hours. I mean, shit, fucking.
No, she's probably asleep for 5 of it, yeah.
Oh, wow.
But yeah, so that was a bad one.
Bloody Nora. Isn't it? Drugs always spice things up, don't they? In house party environments is what I was going to lead on to
or
say
in
there.
life, you know, just...
They do indeed. They do. So I've been told. I mean, it's ridiculous.
So you've been told by us.
My other house party stories are not... They're memories, but they're not particularly pleasant, if I'm honest. Like, I remember seeing a kid... This actually annoyed me, and I had to have a go at my friend here, despite me not being massively... I didn't know him that well, but I was in his company at a house party. And he's walked in, seen a kid smoking a fag, and he's just lit this cigarette. And he's gone, give me twos, which I don't know if you...
I'm aware.
Give me half the cigarette, right? And this lad's gone, I won't give you twos, mate, it's my last one, but I'll give you saves. I'll give you like the end of the cigarette. And this lad that I knew was like, nah. And this kid's like, just continued smoking his cigarette. He's like, well, I'll give it to you in a minute. About 3 seconds go past. And he's like, yeah, give it here then, my mate says. This kid's looked at him, he's like, no. Like, what do you mean? We've already discussed this. Like, you're not having it. So my mate's just looked at him, started laughing, and just fully open-palmed, fucking smacked him square in the face. It was disgusting. It was bullying. I was fuming at my mate. I was like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, what? His kid's like done nothing wrong. And he just humiliated him in a bedroom with just 4 other girls. All these girls got really scared, thinking, what the fuck is this bloke doing? He just whacked some kid for no reason. So he's taken the cigarette off him. After the kid still wouldn't give it up out of principle. It was like, no, it's mine. Like, you're not having it. So he's like, oh, well, I'll just fucking batter you then. Like, well, I don't know. Like, you're going to give me the cigarette. I'm just going to batter him. Like, oh, my God. What a cunt this kid is. And I'm here with him. So now they think that I'm like that. I was like, nah, that's not what I'm like. So he ended up going outside. He ended up getting this kid who had the cigarette, got pinned up against the fence for like 2 minutes while we then stopped that. And then we went home. And on the way home, the same angry person punched off about 4 car wing mirrors. Yeah. That was one night.
Nice guy.
Dick at the time. Dick.
Yeah.
Big time.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's another house. That's pretty much all my other house party stories. All ended in violence, and it's just a bit shit.
I can tell you the story of why I stopped taking drugs, if you like.
Yeah. Yeah, go for
So
it.
it was the same guy's house as the last story.
Uh-huh.
I took far too much of a certain drug, which I'm not going to say.
Mm-hmm.
And it was probably 4 or 5 a.m. when I sort of snapped back into reality type thing, and realised that I had work in 2 hours.
Oh.
Not here.
Yeah,
This was way before I worked here. I was working in the petrol station at the time. Yeah. So I thought, oh, fucking, it was a fairly easy job. It was like a Saturday. Yeah, it wasn't a difficult job by any means, but just go there and I'm still off my tits, like through my whole shift. 6-hour shift and I'm still off my tits. And then that night I was going on holiday.
Oh no.
So I was still off my tits the whole day. Went home, couldn't sleep, and then had to sort of go to the airport at 3 a.m. Drove to the airport. I drove to the airport, still off my tits. Got in the airport, still off my tits. Got on the plane, and then the come down hit.
Oh,
And it was an
hell.
8-hour flight.
Oh hell, no.
And an hour in, I
No.
just go, oh fuck.
I'll go. Wait, alcohol over here, please. Now.
Yeah. And after that, I decided it's probably not the best idea to do this anymore.
Wait, what did you do?
Huh?
I need to know whether you just sat in misery for 7.5 hours.
Yes.
You didn't try and get drunk and fix it.
No.
Oh,
I
I'd
don't
have
drink, Dan. And I didn't drink then.
But it's not like you won't.
No,
It's just that you don't.
no,
Do you know what I
never
mean?
did. I never have. I've been drunk once. And
So you.
Halloween 2016, I remember.
That's so specific.
I know.
But if I felt that dead, I'm on a plane.
Yeah. No, I
Ah.
just drank lots of coffee. And
That's a terrible idea.
yeah,
Why'd you do that?
because it made me feel better.
No, it seriously.
Briefly, yeah. And then just put my head in my hands for 6 hours.
Fucking hell, Tay. Yeah, that's a good reason.
And then
to stop.
immediately when I got to where I was going, I just jumped in the pool and stayed there.
Genuinely, for any viewer, this is a mass. This is probably the most insight I've had into you and your existence since knowing you. Right? I knew none of this, like absolutely none of it. So
Yeah.
it's very interesting hearing somebody that I had in high regard show his true colours.
Just as degenerative as anyone.
As me, by the sounds of things, as me, yeah. Which is, but at least you knocked it on the head. Good lad.
Yeah, it's
That
Yeah.
sounds horrible, though. I've only ever had that
it wasn't.
once.
It was not fun. That was really not fun.
I didn't. I've had that once, no sleep, and then having to drive to an airport. Just the whole process is just anxiety, really. You're just going, everybody's fucking staring at me.
Mm-hmm.
But obviously they're not. They don't even fucking reckon. They think, who's that little prick? And they just ignore you. But in your own brain, you're like, I've done something wrong.
Yeah,
I know
going
I
through
shouldn't be
security
here.
at an airport.
But I was like, well, number one, they have to pull me to a side. Like, if anything they're doing procedurally is accurate, I'm fucked. Like, it just is that simple. But for some reason, I still went.
The funniest thing was, it was me and my brother, because we had this weird dynamic where my mum, my stepdad, and my little brother would drive to wherever we were going, because so we had the car. And me and he's younger than me, but he's older than the other one, the middle brother, would fly.
Well, okay.
So it was me and my brother, and as we went through security, considering the state I was in, I didn't get searched, but he did.
Oh,
He
wow.
was completely like he was too young to be doing any of this shit. So, although that was the holiday he nearly died.
What
Do you
from?
want to hear that story?
Please, yeah.
So I was probably 15, 16. He was 14. And let's just say the bar staff at this particular resort didn't give a shit. They were all Spanish and they just let us. Yeah. So we were getting pictures of wine.
As you do.
And obviously I don't drink, so I wasn't drinking it. But he was, and he had 2 full pitchers of wine.
Huh.
And this isn't like a Weatherspoons pitcher where it's mainly ice.
No,
There was no ice or anything in this. It was a full pitcher
It's a
of just
litre of
wine, basically.
Yeah.
He drank the best part of 2 of them,
Yeah.
and then went home, got into bed, went to sleep, and then threw up in his sleep.
On his back.
Yeah.
That's not clever.
Was choking, and it was only because my stepdad gets up at ungodly hours of the morning. He noticed, turned him on his side, and he was all right. But yeah, my brother could have died on that same holiday.
Just from 2 pitchers of wine.
Yeah.
The main thing I take from that is that it needs to be not such a lightweight.
Well, yeah. Well, the thing is, he started a 3rd pitcher, and then he started feeling really shit. So he'd I'm not wasting. I don't even drink, but I was like, I'm not wasting that, and just decked it. And I was fine. I wasn't even drunk.
Yeah.
But he nearly dies, fucking pussy.
Well said, Taylor. Well said. Drinking to excess. I've definitely done that on more than one occasion. I've drank 2 litres of vodka on multiple occasions, 2 litres of whiskey on multiple occasions. I once drank 15 Henry Westons, which for context they're like 8.2%. That was not good. I did not. My wee stank for like 5 days. That one of the worst smells.
Yeah.
Awful. The worst one was when I was 18. I went to Tenerife with 2 mates, and we went on a bar crawl. I don't know if I've even told this story on one of the pods. The 120 shots. No,
I think so.
Every location on this bar crawl on the strip, there was a table full of different shots, and nobody was touching them. So me and my mate went over, finished them all off. Just literally drank 60 shots each, back to back, just till the table was empty. Yeah.
Did you find out whose they were?
They were for us.
They
for
were
everyone.
For you. Oh, right.
But no one else was having them. So
I thought you just walked up to a random table and started drinking their shots.
No, it was on the bar crawl.
Oh, right.
They were all provided for each of the bars. And we definitely cleared one table. I don't remember a massive amount after that, but I know we kept going. I think we got in at about 6 a.m. And yeah, the joys.
Yeah.
There you go. What else have we got on the agenda today?
Well, I thought it's a bit of a left turn, but as I said, this was hastily put together. So I thought we could discuss your theories for how to survive the zombie apocalypse.
That's okay. Specifically mine?
No, just in general. So where in the world would you like to start?
Somewhere near food. I'd want food. You meant
Right.
country or continent,
I
didn't
did, yes, but
Okay. America.
America?
Only because the average IQ is quite low. So when they become zombies, they'll probably be dense zombies. So I'll fancy my chances more. And you can trick them. And the Americans have got loads of food that doesn't go out.
What else have they got loads of?
Guns.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
So if anyone else survives, what's going to happen to you?
what?
You're going to get shot.
Why would they want to? I'm not a zombie in this situation. Or am I
but
already a zombie?
What are you going to be foraging for?
Food.
What are they going to want?
Food. And to shoot zombies.
Do you have a gun?
I might do.
But do you when
If you've just plonked me in the middle of America with bloody zombies, I may as well have a gun on me. Do you know what I mean? If we're going hypothetical, I've got a gun, Tay, yes. In the context of this crazy hypothetical story of Armageddon, I've got a gun. Yeah, I've got a Tommy gun.
I'd want to stay
P90.
here
Why?
because it's all open.
What do you mean?
Like what in Oxfordshire? There's probably 150,000 people, 200,000 people.
250, yeah.
Yeah. So let's say 70% of them become zombies. Most of that's going to be in Oxford city centre and the city centres. You just stay in the countryside and never fucking see one.
Yeah, but in America, they got way more land than here.
There's also way more people.
Only in the cities. It's the same system as here, just on different scales. If
But
you go...
also, round here, I know where I'm going.
True.
You ain't got a fucking clue where you're going over there.
That's a good point, yeah. Yeah.
And it's America. It's just a bit gross. Yes, you'll have food, but it's American food.
Oh, God, I really enjoy it.
What, like pre-packaged, processed? Because you're not going for a burger, let's be honest.
I'm going for whatever's there. There's going to be shit in packets of crisps. Just things that don't go out of date. Tins of full meals, probably. The Americans. I've heard they got good tinned macaroni cheese. I
watched a YouTube video once. Don't ask why, but it of a guy who reviewed a whole chicken in a can.
Yeah, I think I've seen that. Weirdly.
Yeah.
Why have we both seen that?
Well, I used to watch. If it was the same YouTuber as me, basically it sounds shit, but it was just really intriguing. So it was a guy called Ashens, and he used to just review tat that he found in Poundland and stuff like. It's like I say, it sounds really shit, but he is hilarious.
Fair enough.
So, yeah. Anyway, that's what the Americans have got going for them.
Yeah.
Okay. So what was your weapon of choice? Let's change it. So let's say hypothetically you start wherever you are at the time. So it would be either here or Bournemouth.
Yeah.
What's your weapon of choice that you would be able to find readily? Shaun of the Dead, this shit. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not too far from Boddington's Tank Museum. It's like 22 miles down the road. So I'm probably I don't know how to drive one.
I was going to say, do you know A, how to hotwire a tank, and B, how to drive a tank?
The answer is no to both of the above.
No, and also to operate the turret on a tank, I'm pretty sure you need 2 people.
Yeah, I'll find a straggler. Go, look, I've got this, mate. So if you know how to shoot fuckers, jump on board. But then again, we've already established it won't be moving, so it's pointless.
Yeah.
I'll try and think of another weapon.
If zombies do invade the Boddington Tank Museum,
yeah,
or whatever you called it,
yeah,
then you'll be fine.
Yeah.
But I don't imagine that they'd keep live ammunition there.
Yeah.
Do they?
Yeah.
Or do they do that experience thing where you...
No, it's an actual testing place for the army. Right. Yeah, it's big. My mate's dad used to like run it. It's quite cool. We did our football team. We were under 15s against the army team. We beat them 4-1. It's good. Okay, I need to really think. I have not hypothesized this or really considered this. Obviously, thing that will never happen. It's not the kind of thing I've spent a long time considering. I need to. I would go for a golf club's going to be fun, but I know the heads come off because I've hit something and the heads come off a golf club before. So it's got to be something a bit baseball batty. Yeah, like a big baseball bat probably. That'd be good fun. I know that's quite close quarters, but at least I get to whack the fuck out of stuff. Yeah, cricket bat's too heavy. I want something more light. I can really swing. Maybe even a crowbar. Be good fun.
Crowbar's not a bad shout. Yeah. There's not much weight behind it, though. You want something with a bit of weight behind it, don't you?
You'd crush a skull with one swing. I'm certain of that.
That's a weird phrase. I never thought I'd hear the owner of the company go, I could crush a skull with one swing.
With a crowbar, yeah, for sure. For 100%. I'd want that and some steel toe cap boots. Just so when that fucker's head's falling down, I can kick it off his neck. But yeah, I think that's as good as basically I'm dead is what we're kind of summarising off the back of this.
The thing. If they're like Dawn of the Dead or Shaun of the Dead zombies, then we're fine because they can only waddle. But if it's like World War Z zombies, they can fucking run and shit. I'm fucked.
I only had Shaun of the Dead in my head.
Yeah,
I didn't
depends
have
what sort of zombies we're going for.
That's a very good point.
Or if they're from The Last of Us, the fucking clickers, which are terrifying.
I want.
They're terrifying because it's semi-plausible.
What?
The clickers.
I don't know what this is.
Have you never heard of Last of Us?
No.
The Last of Us. It was a game originally. They brought out a series with Pedro Pascal.
Right.
And basically that I can't...
What the fuck is Pedro Pascal?
You don't know who Pedro Pascal is?
He sounds like a porn star from Bend Over's crew.
You don't... I'm going to show down a picture of Pedro Pascal because there's no way he doesn't know who that is.
I'm not very in with the times.
He's like one of the most famous actors on the planet.
Oh, yeah.
Right. So it's him.
Mm-hmm.
And basically, I can't remember what that... It's a type of fungus. Let me just find what it's called.
What is this one that eats your brain but keeps you alive? Like shuts off certain motor neuron functions.
Ophiocordyceps unilateralis is the actual name of it. And basically it's a fungus that will... it's in ants.
Huh.
And what it will do is it will basically take over their brain.
Mhm.
So it still works. The ants can... But it is not in control of its body anymore. It's being
right.
controlled by the fungus.
Oh, cool.
And basically what the premise of The Last of Us is that fungus mutates
Hmm.
and then becomes able to do that to humans.
Oh, great. We're buggered.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's the thing. Yeah,
I would be.
they're terrifying. I don't know if I'll show Dan a picture of the clickers.
Of a clicker.
Clickers.
Yeah. What would be your system for the zombie apocalypse? What would be your mechanism for life? Oh, that's pretty grim, isn't it? Yeah. It's got a weird head.
Yeah.
Very weird head.
What would be my premise? Fucking hide. I don't know why everyone when they come up with these zombie apocalypse things and they're like, yeah, let's go and fucking no. It's like in the same way I don't want to join the army. I'm not interested in fighting ISIS. In the same way I'm not interested in fighting hordes of undead zombies. I'll just stay in my house. Why does everyone have to be a hero? I don't give a shit. I'm not.
No, but if they, I don't know why, I just assume that they're coming at me, no matter where I am.
Well, they're only coming at you if they see you, and if I stay in my house like I do in my social life. Mate, during COVID, I've said this before on the podcast, during COVID I left the house twice in 3 months.
Wow.
I am quite happy to stay inside and do fuck all.
It's good.
So yeah,
Maybe that's your strength.
Well, exactly.
It's quite a good system,
Like these
really.
people that need to go out, just fucking relax.
The way I see it, if I'm going out with a fucking bang. And
Well,
it's-
yeah, if the food ran out, none of my family were like, fuck it. But it would take a little while. I reckon I could do a couple of years before I'd need social interaction or...
I've got a horrible question for you.
Mate, go on.
Can zombies get pregnant?
He's my boss,
Just
and
a
his
genuine question.
immediately he's gone, can I fuck it?
I'm just curious. Can they get pregnant?
I don't know, Dan. I would imagine probably not.
Because I've got mates that would definitely try it. I know at least 3. I could name them. I'm not going to name them, but they'd definitely try it. They are horny little bastards.
Is Rich one of them?
Oh, I hadn't thought of him. There's 4. Yeah, because he definitely. Oh, you imagine you ask him that question. What are you doing in zombie apocalypse? I'm stuck up in Johnny's. Like,
Can I fuck it?
Yeah, let's just get loads of Johnny's, man. I'm not stupid. Yeah, I don't know why I thought of that.
So we've taken a swift left turn to the zombies from Army of the Dead. Because one of those does get pregnant.
There you go. So we can. Rich is in luck.
Yep.
He can spawn.
The baby then dies, but that's not the point.
Oh, my God.
You never seen Army of the Dead? It's a good film. It's a Netflix film, but
yes,
it's,
I have.
it's not too bad.
With Batista.
Yes, but there's one complete left turn. Not talking about zombies anymore, but there's a prequel to it called Army of Thieves. So you know
Yes.
the weird German guy in it, the guy who picks the lock on the safe.
I'm trying to remember the film, mate. It's been a few years since I've watched
The blonde guy.
it. Because Army of Thieves rings a bell.
So Army of Thieves is the prequel to Army. Is it Army of the Dead or Army of Darkness? I
Army of
can't
the Dead,
remember.
Army of the
Whatever
Dead.
it is, yeah, that guy.
Yeah.
So it's basically how he gets to be part of that film,
Oh,
and he goes through all these.
little
Like,
challenges.
and he joins a crew, and he's like safe cracker, and he's bank robber and stuff. It's fucking great. It's better than the other film. And then right at the end of that film is when the zombie apocalypse starts,
And then it leads
into him becoming part of the crew that.
saves him,
Yeah,
or tries to.
it's really good. If anyone hasn't seen it, watch it.
I like that.
Yeah.
On film recommendations, I'm just going to chuck this one out there for any viewers. I'd probably bet a good £1,000 you haven't seen it. Post-Mortem Underground. Don't ask me for the subject matter. Just enjoy yourselves, guys. Just enjoy yourselves. Try and find a streaming site that won't get you arrested by the CIA, FBI, and all that malarkey, and just thoroughly enjoy yourself. Sit down, box of popcorn, big bottle of Coke, and yeah, have at it. You heard of the film?
No.
Really, really good.
What's it called?
Post-mortem underground.
Am I going to get put on a list for searching this?
No. The people who made it, I'm pretty sure they got sent down for like a long time. I think. My mate sent me a link to this film at 1:30 in the morning on a Saturday when I was like 13 or 14 years old. And I sat there and I watched it. I had to skip bits because I was like, this is just, like, now I'm getting bored rather than anything. But it is spicy. The script writing leaves a lot to be desired.
I think it's been completely scrubbed from Google.
Doesn't exist.
Hmm?
I hope I'm
Nothing on
saying
there.
it correctly. Post-mortem underground. I'm going to have to find it because it's so horrible.
No, I can't. All I can find is a film called August Underground's Mordom, which is not.
Oh,
the
that
same
might be
thing.
it.
Is it? Well, that's a bit different to what you.
I know,
said.
but that might well be it.
Two friends bring along a newcomer to go on a killing spree.
Sounds along those sort of lines.
Do the photos look familiar?
2003.
It's that.
August Underground's Mordom. Sorry, completely butchered the name
He's
there.
recommending something that IMDb gives a 3 out of 10.
Yeah.
Is there a synopsis? Obsessed with inflicting pain on others while recording everything on tape, brutal serial killer Peter Mountain is still at large. And after the shocking events in August Underground... Oh, there's another one.
There was, right, okay. Yeah, that's
Peter
the one.
now makes friends with two perverts, sadomasochistic Krusty, and her mentally challenged brother Maggot. This time, the diabolical sadists are hell-bent on broadening their horizons, willing to experiment with self-mutilation, decaying corpses, evisceration, and a word I can't say on YouTube. However, yet another psychopath enters the picture, eager to hang out with them. Depravity reaches new heights.
Yeah.
Taglines. August Underground's Mordom will vomit all over you and leave you for dead. Would you like to hear the first review of this film?
I'd love to.
2 out of 10, titled Simply Dull. I love horror films and cult horror, and I spend a great amount of time watching these types of movies. I was sceptical to watch this due to the high number of bad reviews it received here. Curiosity killed the cat. I started watching the movie with an open mind. I don't have a problem with camera shake. I'm not squeamish about gore or the other word I can't say on YouTube. Of course, I must agree this movie is sick on pretty much every level. But altogether, content, quality and directing,
Terrible.
None of that bothered me. What I disliked about this film is that the plot is so weak. God, this guy's gone really into it.
He's not wrong. He's right, but it's, yeah.
If you are simply looking to be disgusted or disturbed, then I can recommend this film.
Look no further.
However, if you are looking for at least something of a functional film, don't waste your time.
Agreed. I couldn't agree more.
Is this like Human Centipede type thing? Like just...
Hands down, the most vile thing I've ever seen in my life. Like, and by far. By the way, I don't know if it's that one you just read the review for, or the sequel or prequel. They made 2 of them. Honestly, yeah, scarred me for a little while. That I genuinely struggled to sleep for a few nights, and I'm not bothered by anything films.
Have you watched Human Centipede?
Yeah,
Have you?
yeah,
Have you watched the sequel?
yeah.
Have you?
Yeah, it's
With
funny.
the sandpaper and the barbed wire.
I can't remember it, but I know I watched all. There's 3 of them. Was it 3 of them?
There's more than that now, but yeah.
I think I watched the first 3.
The first one is like the concept of it is okay. I don't like as a horror concept.
It's a man
like
making people eat each other's shit.
yeah, but like you can it's sort of quite a good horror movie plot. The second one's fucking wank. The second one it's like too meta for its own good. So it's basically a guy who got obsessed with the film Human Centipede, then tries to recreate it.
Yeah.
I don't know if you. It's all shot in black and white. They tried to be artsy about it. It's shit.
Terrible.
Don't waste your time.
No, I couldn't agree more.
If you want an actually good TV show to watch, something I've watched recently is called Mr. In Between.
Heard of that?
It's based on a film called The Magician from 2005, and it's a guy called Scott Ryan. He wrote it, directed it, and is the lead actor in it. It's Australian.
Is that a Hugh Jackman film, Magician?
No. Scott
Magician.
Ryan is the lead actor in it. There's no. I don't think
Oh,
Hugh
right, I
Jackman's
see.
in it. And it's basically about he's a doorman who like is a hitman on the side sort of thing. He's a
Right.
fixer type thing, and it's like the duality of him being a dad and having mates, and also being
A murderer.
it is so good. Let me find it,
I like
Mr.
the
In-
sound of that.
And Scott Ryan is one of the best actors I think I've ever seen. He is incredible.
That's the name.
Some of the pictures, if you recognise him.
Yeah, I do recognise him.
Yeah, so that's Scott Ryan. So he wrote it, directed it, and is the lead actor in it.
Cool.
Yeah.
What's that on? What service?
Disney Plus.
Oh, nice.
It's on. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
3 seasons of it.
Mhm.
Really good. And there's not going to be a 4th season. They wrap it up pretty well. But
Bastards.
yeah, I haven't seen the film yet. I haven't seen The Magician, but it's the same. It's the same actor playing the same character. But
Oh.
obviously that came out in 2018, 2017, 2018. The Magician came out in 2005,
Oh, wild difference.
and it's amateur. So
Right,
it's
okay.
like, well, not amateur. It's not like
Hollywood.
Yeah, it's just it's a very, very low budget film.
Oh, I like the sound of it.
But yeah, that's really good.
Very snazzy.
Yeah.
I finished Ted Lasso last night.
Did you?
Yeah.
What did you think of it?
Honestly, thoroughly enjoyed all of it.
It was good. You just sort of, as a football fan, you can see that it's clearly not made for football fans, if you know what I mean. Like, the football bits of it are fucking cringeworthy.
Yes, very.
But did you see in the news
Hmm?
that Todd Bowley, who is the owner of Chelsea Football
is.
Club,
He is.
suggested to them to hire, what's his name? Steve Kerr.
Who's Steve Kerr?
Steve Kerr is the head coach of the Golden State Warriors basketball team.
Steph Curry.
And he suggested hiring Steve Kerr to manage Chelsea for a Ted Lasso effect.
Now, you see, I'm split on this, right? Because at the end of the day, these footballers, the one thing they know how to do is kick a ball, right? So
Well,
in
You
theory,
should tell that to the Man United players, but go on.
yeah, I couldn't agree more. But that should be like the bit you guarantee they can do. So the rest of it is really about the human behaviour aspect. It's building a team, which is more mentality than physical. So getting them to like each other and that dynamic, I feel
I
like.
wholeheartedly disagree.
I'm not saying you need no tactics.
look at the team
Mhm.
that Alex Ferguson left,
Mhm.
having won the title,
Yeah.
David Moyes.
Yeah.
And look what happened that next season. You tell me that the manager has no say in the footballing aspect of it.
No, it does, but I'm also saying that when you're talking about elite level for any sport, right, you're then managing the people as opposed to their technical ability, or at least you shouldn't have to be managing their technical ability if you're being paid 100 fucking grand a week to kick a bag of air around. You should be able to do that, right? I would say, as a fundamental. 9 times out of 10, you should be making an accurate pass. 8 times out of 10, you should be scoring, really.
But then why employ someone to be the boss of that who doesn't know what an accurate pass looks like?
Oh no, by the way, I'm not saying that you should hire a basketball coach, but fundamentally, if there wasn't the societal pressure from, say, media outlets and all of that would go, you can't do that, why can't you do that? Because you don't get the sport. I get it. But you've also got other managers, or you've got management teams, haven't you? So the actual person that is responsible as manager, I feel like they don't necessarily need to know that much. I mean, you mentioned David Moyes. Smashed it. Look at Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. He played it, didn't seem to know a lot. When you watched him manage.
Ollie was probably the best manager we had since Fergie.
Ollie.
Ollie, 100%.
That's because I believe he got the team to become a team. For just that's all he did. He improved no technical ability. He just asked Rashford to run a bit more. And he kind of did somehow, but then he stopped and forgot that can happen.
Did you watch that podcast that he did with Roy Keane, Ian Wright, and Gary Neville?
Yeah.
And the amount that he was shafted
Yeah.
in that job. Like, he didn't even want Ronaldo.
No.
They signed Ronaldo.
Yeah.
And then he had to change the whole philosophy of his way of playing
To suit him.
to suit Ronaldo, because his is a Gegenpress, which is high intensity, chase the ball around, put pressure on. Ronaldo doesn't do that.
No.
He doesn't press. He was the lowest pressing striker in the league.
Yeah.
And then he's fucking hell.
We just said it's a debate about United.
Yeah.
The joys.
If we do this other podcast, that's going to be fun.
Yeah.
It's just going to be us moaning because we both had to subject ourselves to being Man United fans.
The joys. The joys.
It was good when we were young. Fucking shit now.
Heaven. Back
Yeah.
then, it was enjoyable to go to Old Trafford.
I know you did as well. Laugh at Liverpool fans when they were going through, when they had when Klopp first joined and they had like Dejan Lovren and Ragnar Klavan at the back and stuff like that. And now Man United are in that phase, and I feel bad for laughing at them.
Karma,
it's
mate.
awful.
Fucking karma.
Yeah.
United deserve it.
Yeah.
We need a little whacking, and then we can come back up again, can't we? There you go. How long have we been recording for, sir?
Long enough. So, thanks for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed it.
It's been some
Again,
fucking
God
shit.
knows why, but hello to all four of you.
Bye. That's nonsense.
We'll see you in the next one.
Indeed. Bonsoir. Bye. Nice.